Today I bought every single Lego Ninjago ninja set to see who the best ninja truly is. This is over 60 sets total with dozens of mechs, dragons, vehicles, minifigures in this one video. And I'm going to be building and rating all of these sets on a scale from 1 to 10, which will give each ninja an overall score out of 100. Starting with this box here, which should contain one of the oldest Kai sets ever. Each ninja has their own sets from across the years, which are going to be going head to head with every single one of the other ninja. Alright, here we go. This is actually exciting. Here we go. Oh, there is no way. Look at that. This score will then be compared to every single one of the other ninja later in this video to decide who the best ninja ultimately is. Bro, this set is so old. Look at that. 13 years old. This thing is ancient. The first set to have a look at was Kai's Blacksmith, all the way back from 2011. Oh, yes. We got the Kai drip on as well. Life is amazing right now. I was very, very excited to build this thing because this is one of those sets that I've literally wanted since I first went to Ninjago. I actually used to have this poster on my bedroom wall as a kid. And fellas, now I have it. Now at first glance, this may just look like, oh, you know, it's just a normal blacksmith. What's special about this? But you lift the roof up and the wall spins. The wall literally spins. You lift the roof up and it just reveals weapons on weapons on weapons. So in the show, when the skeleton warriors, you know, attack Kai and his sister, the ops are not getting to this boy. He's going to take them with force. I could do this all day. I could do this all day. I can't begin to explain to you how much this is making like 8-year-old me inside freak out right now. The details in this set, they just don't make sense like this anymore. I'm going to have to go ahead and give this set like an 8 out of 10. It is absolutely phenomenal. But fellas, some of these other sets are even more insane. Box number 2 now, and this is one of my favourite Ninjago sets of all time. Let's crack it open. Alright, I'm very, very excited for this set. Oh yes, here it is. Kai's Fire Mech. And then actually, is that the set name? I don't know. But I wanted to get straight down to business and build this thing because this is a set that means an awful lot to me. Because I remember when I was a kid, I had this one. I ordered the Ninjago burger. It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's probably one of the smallest builds I've ever seen in Ninjago, but it's very accurate to the show. In one arm, he's holding one of these like sword things, and then the other arm, he's got, you know, turrets to shoot everyone because he's the best. The price of this set as well is just absolutely unbelievably good. So I had to go ahead and give this thing an 8.5 out of 10, okay? I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is like pretty tiny, and we need something much, much bigger. So I went ahead and got this box here, which I really struggled to open, apparently. Fellas, this is the Ninjago movie Kai's Fire Mech, and it is massive. This came out all the way back in 2017 and retailed for $70. One of the most expensive sets in this video. Time to build, which took me literally hours and hours to do. Until finally I was left with this, which is probably one of the biggest Ninjago mechs I've ever seen in my life. This thing truly is absolutely massive. For reference, this is the first Fire Mech next to the movie one. This is massive. I mean, dude, he's got like the fire cannons on both arms. He's got such posability in him. He's amazing. It's just so detailed and well made. And then you turn it around and it's got like jet boosters on the back, which is just so sick. Dude, this is one of the most aesthetically pleasing, well-built, sturdy, massive Ninjago mechs I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's even got a play feature where you can go ahead and shoot these like fireballs at people. Classic Kai. Legend. Absolute legend. So I had to go ahead and give this thing a 9 out of 10. Honestly, probably one of the most perfect Ninjago sets that you could possibly get. And so far, the Kai sets have been going pretty well for us, but you know, I really wanted to turn up the heat and really get into Kai mode. Fellas, I've always wanted to have the Kai's haircut, so I went ahead to the barbers and got this done. They might have taken a bit too much off the top, I'm not really sure. But who really cares, because I've got some amazing sets to look at now. Like, for example, the Fire Dragon Attack. Now, this thing came out all the way back in 2021. This is genuinely probably the best Ninjago Dragon that they've released. This is the epitome of what a Kai set should be, you know, the dragon from the show, iconic. He's got a custom molded head, which I think looks absolutely amazing, you know, these fabric wings. And this being an Ninjago Legacy set means that it was actually supposed to be an improved version of the last version of Kai's Dragon, which was this one here. Yeah, it's not great. And I'm looking for the best Kai sets. I just absolutely love this thing, and to be honest, 9 out of 10. But fellas, this wasn't the only Kai set to be remade in Ninjago Legacy. Like, for example, these two vehicles here. First one, of course, is Kai's Blade Cycle, which came out back in 2012 and was one of my first Ninjago sets that I ever got. This thing retailed for $15 back in the day, which is amazing. You press this thing on the top and the spikes come out. It is a morbid day to be a Serpentine Warrior. Alongside it as well, we've also got Kai's X1 Ninja Charger. And this is from Season 3 of Ninjago. This boy here, it came out all the way back in 2014 and retailed for $40. This set is just such, again, an iconic Ninjago set. It's a bit different, you know, we haven't really got a car like this yet in Ninjago. And the play feature in this thing is absolutely mind-blowing. Basically, the way this is supposed to work is you push this down and then the bike flies out of it, which, if you actually have the bike, which I don't. Brilliant. Absolutely gorgeous minifigure. Incredibly iconic, and the first time we saw his hair, we basically looked like twins with our hair like this. Both of these vehicles, I'm going to have to go ahead and give them both like 8 out of 10. They are very, very good and held up very well. Congrats. But before we have a look at the rest of the sets, let's have a look at some weird Kai merchandise, shall we? Like this Kai clock, which doesn't actually work at all. It's from 2012. It's massive. I love it. As well as this Kai plush here, which I actually went all the way to Denmark to get. I even met Kai himself. Okay, this was genuinely my 8th birthday cake as a kid. That's how big of a Kai fan I am. Look at me. But one of Kai's most iconic things is the fact that he just loves mechs. Like Kai's Elemental Fire Mech, which actually came out in Ninjago Dragon's Rising very recently, like 2024. This mech I absolutely love. You know, the scaling for this is a bit bigger than the 2013 one, but significantly smaller than the movie one. It's a really amazingly priced set as well. I mean, you know, the minifigure, the Kai minifigure, I think is gorgeous. They really don't miss with Kai mechs, to be honest with you. Or do they? Kai's Ninja Climber Mech. I don't like this thing. People disagreed with me last time I dissed this set, but I'm going to stand by it. I think this thing is weird. You know, he's got weird looking feet, he's got this weird piece of string on him, he's got 2 arms that are different lengths. You flip him around and he's got nothing on the back, it's completely bare. I'm going to have to give this set a 6 out of 10, to be honest. I think it's kind of mid. Kai's Elemental Mech, however, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10 because I think it is fantastic. And because I own so many of these Kai sets, I have literally every single Kai minifigure. I mean, not only does Kai literally have dozens of different variants, but there's also some really special ones like this Ninjago Legacy Golden Kai, NRG Kai, who is very expensive. Even a Minecraft version of Kai that came out in this set here. Really, really random inclusion, but it is Kai. And so far, the scores for Kai were looking pretty good, but I still had one more set to take a look at before his overall score would be decided. This set here, Kai's Golden Dragon Raider. This thing came out back in 2022 and it's one of the best Kai sets. I absolutely love this thing, okay? You know, when it retailed, it went for $90, which I think is an insane deal for this. Personally, I absolutely love Kai and his mechs and his dragons, but cars are just where it's at. He just, like, they just hit different, okay? I mean, the play feature of this isn't that interesting. I mean, you literally just turn this and this moves up and down, but it's hours of excitement for kids. You know, it's got the massive tires on the back and then the cool little slick thing at the front, a cool looking vehicle, some great colours. I mean, what more could you possibly want? 9 out of 10. Like, I'm gonna be honest, this thing is just insanely good. Out of a total of 9 sets, Kai got a score of 73.5. But, you know, we're trying to give him a score out of 100, so let's do some, you know, quick complex math real quick, which takes his overall score up to 81.7 out of 100. Honestly, that is absolutely fantastic, and I don't know if any of the other ninja are going to be able to beat that, but, you know, we've got some, quite interesting stuff coming up. Stay tuned. But fellas, we still have 5 other ninjas to look at, and it's going to get pretty intense because our next ninja is Lloyd. First of all, then, let's have a look at one of the oldest Lloyd sets ever to have been released. This is the Temple of Light, which was released all the way back in 2013. I looked like this back in 2013, and, you know, I was repping the Lloyd merch like I still am. Bro, look at this. This is heat. This set is a certified classic, okay? And let me tell you why. Not only do we get this gorgeous golden mech, you know, with this massive sword, fantastic build, beautiful stickers, and my main man in here, but we also get the whole temple build itself. Dude, this thing is literally sick. Not only is this just a gorgeous temple, temple build, but some of the stickers, some of the details in this are just so nice. You've got weapons everywhere, fire randomly. You've got all of the elemental blades as well. There's even literally a play feature where you can just like kill Sensei Wu. Dude is like 132. He is not going to survive that fall. The main reason to pick up this set obviously is, you know, the golden mech. I mean, this thing is just an absolute beast. I'm going to be honest, this is one of the first proper Ninjago mechs that we got. This is literally me when bottom text. Dude, this thing is going to have to go ahead and get a 9 out of 10. Classic Ninjago, beautiful. Lloyd, honestly, you know, he's kind of rocking it right now. But fellas, Lloyd has had absolutely tons of mechs, like this one here, Lloyd's Titan mech. This is a set that came out all the way back in 2019 and retailed for $80. This was like one of the first proper big Ninjago mechs that we got for the Ninja, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, dude, this is a great looking mech. Nothing is stopping this dude, apart from like the tiniest of touch. Look at this. Dude, that is crazy. One of the issues with this set, however, is the fact that it is very, very fragile. You know, if you're a kid playing with this thing, you're not going to have a good time. He now has no leg. Thank you so much for that. Who made this? Not only is it absolutely massive, but some of the details this thing has are just awesome. Like, it's a samurai kind of mech looking thing. He's got this awesome sword, this thing on the side which spins, as well as, you know, these wings popping out. Dude, it is sick. Luckily, though, this thing comes with an absolutely gorgeous minifigure, which is Season 11 Lloyd. I love this design for him. I think it's absolutely amazing, personally. And he literally even has a jet on the back of him, which we can take off and fly around. So I'm going to have to go ahead and give this thing an 8 out of 10. Pretty decent, I'd say. But Lloyd has had literally dozens of mechs over the years, like Lloyd's Hydra mech, which came out all the way back in 2021 for $20. This thing, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. Ignore the fact that I don't have the sword because I actually lost it. Shh. I love these, like, smaller scale, more reasonably priced mechs. This thing is gorgeous. I mean, you know, it's a little bit fragile. Again, the Lloyd minifigure in this is, dude, it's just amazing. And I love this season of Ninjago where you've got all the ninja underwater. It's just probably one of the best seasons of Ninjago, honestly. So good. So to see if this set's honestly worth it, you know, we need to take it for a little splash and see if it can actually swim. Is it waterproof? I guess kind of. Like, he's floating, so we'll say yes. 7.5 out of 10. We've even got other mechs, like Lloyd and Arin's Ninja Team mech. This thing is interesting. This came out in 2023 and went for $80. You know, this is a set that I think is reasonably interesting. It's very different. Obviously, the whole point of this thing is that you've got Arin and Lloyd, you can put them together and everything. He's got this awesome sword. He's also got these, like, high heels that he walks on for some reason. To each their own, Lloyd. I'm not going to judge. And I love this more kind of ancient mech build. And of course, it's not, you know, it's very sturdy as well. 8 out of 10. Very, very nice. And you've even got the most recent Lloyd set, which is Lloyd's Elemental Mech. Honestly, you know, this thing is very reasonably priced, and, you know, it's a gorgeous build with one of the best Lloyd minifigures that LEGO have ever come out with, honestly. Obviously, this is a part of the range of different mechs that Ninjago have released, and I think this might just be one of my favorites. This thing is sick. I love it. I love the more kind of, like, traditional samurai look they're going for, and this is a way more sturdy build than any of the other mechs that we've looked at yet. This is exactly what kids of this generation need. They don't need any of that TikTok or that LEGO dreams. Mechs like this. Straight 9 out of 10. The price, the build, it's just, you know, it's just a great Ninjago set, honestly. Very good. But now, having looked at nearly half of Lloyd's sets, it's time to have a look at some, you know, bizarre products that Lloyd also has. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look at what we've got here, shall we? We have ourselves a Lloyd Ninjago light. Just look at this thing. Like, we press his stomach and the lights turn on. What is that gonna do? Very bizarre. One of the most iconic things that Lloyd does, apart from, you know, the cha-cha slide, is driving vehicles, which frankly I don't understand because the dude is like literally 12. So I went ahead and pulled together 3 of the best Lloyd Ninjago vehicles. Starting out with the Jungle Raider from 2015. This is from my favourite season of Ninjago, and it is one of the best Ninjago sets that LEGO has made. Again, this thing retailed for $20 and was one of my favourite sets as a kid. Amazing suspension, awesome wheels. You know, dude, look at these swords on the side, that is sick. The Lloyd minifigure in this as well is just such an iconic minifigure. You know, he's got his hair. I wish I had some. This thing has to get a 9 out of 10. I love this thing. But we've also got ourselves Lloyd's Velocity Racer from Prime Empire in 2022. Now, this thing went for $30, but, you know, it did also come with a J vehicle, but maybe just wait for, you know, the next video, I don't know. But I absolutely love this vehicle from Lloyd. You know, it's got the swords on the back to make it look like he's going by super fast. This thing has so many stickers on it as well, which I absolutely love. Like this one here, which says Lloyd. Whew, that is a relief because I really wasn't sure whose vehicle this was. And the Prime Empire minifigure is one of the most unique ones that LEGO has ever made, and I love it. 7.5 out of 10. But LEGO also went ahead and released this set here, which is Lloyd's Race Car Evo from 2022. This retailed for $35, which I think is kind of mind-blowing. But there's honestly not a lot about this set to kind of decide what the rating should be, so I wanted to put it against the other two sets and see which one would go further. I don't think any of them won. But Lloyd's Race Car Evo technically did go the furthest, so I'm going to take its ranking from a 6 to a 7.5. You've earned it. But from my over a decade of collecting, I have literally every single Lloyd minifigure. Like this 2012 book variant, Young Lloyd, the Island Lloyd, Master Lloyd, Golden Legacy Lloyd, and my favourite, Golden Lloyd from 2013. This is one of the best Ninjago minifigures to have ever been released. I will stand by that till the day I die. But now, fellas, it's time to have a look at some Lloyd Dragons, and these are unbelievable. Strap yourselves in. First up is Lloyd's Legendary Dragon from 2022. Now this thing retailed for $70, which is pretty steep, but this dragon is absolutely beautiful. Honestly, one of the best dragons Ninjago has ever made. I will stand by that. Not only did we get ourselves a custom molded head, but also these fabric wings, which are just gorgeous. I did, however, I've lost all of the toes of the dragon, which is kind of embarrassing, but yes, I'm 19, and yes, this is incredibly fun. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this set a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, one of the most perfect dragons that LEGO has ever made. Subscribe! Which takes us on to the Green NRG Dragon from all the way back in 2017, which retailed for $50. This dragon is a much more sort of like elongated snake-like build, one of those classic sort of like Chinese dragons that you'd see. Not only have we got ourselves this tail that, you can just spin, just hit people with, but you've also got a custom molded head, which I think looks amazing. There's so much detailing in it. He's got spikes all over his body. I mean, this thing is super long. Thank you for telling me no step. That was a very close one. Other than that, honestly, this set is kind of bare. So there's one question I wanted to answer. Can this thing fly? Nah, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't actually make this. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a 7 out of 10. But this next dragon I have is a much better example of what we want in a Ninjago Dragon. The Green NRG Dragon from all the way back in 2016, which retailed for $50. I mean, yes, this thing is a bit pricey, but dude, this dragon build is all I want in a dragon. This is one of the more simplistic dragon builds. It's got a brick-built head and everything. He's very, very nice, very happy going. I just love this thing so much, honestly. You've got the fabric wings as well, are just sick. He's got this split tail as well, which has stun shooters on the end if you wanted to like shoot people with it for some reason. I'm gonna give this thing an 8.5 out of 10. Now, having looked at every single one of the best Lloyd LEGO Ninjago sets, including some of the biggest, I wanted to have a look at the smallest. The Ninja Workout, which came out back in 2019 and retailed for $2. This thing is a very bizarre set. I mean, you're literally getting 3 things in this set. The Lloyd minifigure, this weird thing for Lloyd to go on, and then this training mannequin for Lloyd to hit. And you build this, and I guess you're meant to just spin Lloyd on this thing. Bro literally got defeated by a plank of wood. That's just embarrassing, man. That's just embarrassing. Gonna have to go ahead and give that set like a 7.5 out of 10. It's a bit weird. Now, having looked at every single one of the LEGO Ninjago Lloyd sets, it was time to add up the scores, which all in all added up to 97. But we're trying to get a score out of 100, so we've got to do some, again, complex math here, which takes it down to a score of 80.8 out of 100. At the moment, that puts Lloyd in second place to Kai, because we still have 4 more ninjas to take a look at, and honestly, you are not ready for what we have coming up. Because the next ninja we've got up is Jay, and honestly, I love this guy so much. Starting with this box here. It is massive. Bruh. Alright, let's go ahead. Here we go, dude. Jay's Titan Mech. This is actually sick. Jay's Titan Mech is a set that came out in 2023 and retailed for $80. And this thing is amazing. I think this set is honestly pretty incredible. It's not a badly priced mech, and the stuff you're getting in this is very good. So if you press these things on the back here, you can just launch the missile. I mean, this thing is seriously powerful. Ow, man. No need. Bro did not hit leg day. He's got a more slim, athletic type build, which I think looks amazing. As well as this weird thing that's like hanging on the back of his head. Dude literally has a ponytail for no reason whatsoever, but fair enough. As well as this little cart as well, which is meant to shoot bullets, but it doesn't really work. Like, literally, at all. But it doesn't even matter because this is about Jay, and this set is getting from me an 8 out of 10. Gorgeous. Now, because I'm a massive fan of Ninjago mechs, I had to go ahead and get myself another one. This bag here contains the oldest Jay mech ever to have been released. Jay's Electro Mech. Me and this thing go way back. As a kid, this was one of my favourite sets, and LEGO actually went ahead and remade it back in 2021. And the remake is actually now known as the worst Ninjago set of all time, which is a shame. This doesn't actually look like a lot of pieces at all, and there is something definitely off about this Jay minifigure. This season is just absolutely sick. I mean, this t-shirt I've got on right now has like 2 different photos of it. Back in the day, this retailed for only $15. I love this scale. It's just such a nice build, which has a play feature where these wings on the back can come out. He has a turret on his hand with stud shoes. He has some amazing stickers. You're sick, that is. Look, his wings are going out. That's so cool. It's literally this dude here. We're in this together.
You saving a girl? Is she hot?
8.5. But this is definitely the most iconic Jay set of all time. Jay Stormfighter. All the way back from 2012. I love this thing so much. Look at how glorious this thing is, dude. Now, the Stormfighter is Jay's elemental vehicle, okay? You know, he's got the nunchucks of lightning, he's swinging them around, he's going to take you out. But he can also use them to make this jet, which in the show is absolutely amazing. I mean, this set is so incredibly iconic. You know, you've got the lightning bolts everywhere, the classic blue color scheme. When I think of Jay, I think of this set. And I remember building this thing as a kid with my mom. So, you know, fun buildings. You do not get sets like that anymore. Like, you really don't. This is quite a lackluster play feature. Barely even opens up at all. I mean, the set is like over 12 years old, so it makes sense, but I love it anyway. So I wanted to go ahead and build the new version and see how the two would compare. Comparing time! And fellas, even just building this, I could tell how much more substantial and massive this thing was going to be. Look at this thing here. It's so much bigger than the original one. And I wonder if the Stormfighter has actually summoned a storm outside. Bro, look at the hail. The new Jay Stormfighter came out in 2019 and retailed for $40 this time, so like nearly double the price. This thing is exactly what Ninjago Legacy is all about, improving on the previous sets. The play feature in this one works substantially better than the original one, and it is just a way more substantial, actually built set. Also, big shout out to the person that sold me this set, because they put all the pieces in numbered bags. I might be in love. The amount of stickers, the awesome details on this thing, dude, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing an 8.5 out of 10. Doing my boy proud. And because it's not quite as good, I had to go ahead and give the old version a 7.5. Jay is currently on a roll. But whilst Ninjago is very well known for its mechs and its vehicles, the thing that it is best known for is, of course, its dragons. Look at this dragon here, Jay's Elemental Dragon. This is literally bigger than my head, which is crazy because my head's like shaped like an egg. This thing came out in 2023 and retailed for $130. Now the reason for that is because it actually comes with another mech as well as tons of other minifigures. But again, we're only looking at Jay, so get rid of them. Quick little walkthrough of this set, okay? First of all, he is very long. He has these cool little wing pieces, some turrets on his arms. Boom! He has a ball in his head, custom molded head with lightning coming out of it. Swords, absolutely everywhere. This dude is awesome. This thing is super detailed, got so many pieces in it. I don't know how to explain it to you, but this dragon is just the epitome of what we want. It's super sturdy, but also super detailed, great to play with. I mean, dude, I love this thing. I honestly have to give this set a 9.5 out of 10, because honestly, this is the perfect Ninjago dragon. I'm not even over-exaggerating. We're best friends. What's that? More dragons? So I went ahead and bought this box here to have a look at yet another Jay Dragon. Jay's Cyber Dragon, which came out all the way back in 2020 for Ninjago Prime Empire. One of the most interesting waves of Ninjago sets where the ninja gets sucked into a video game, so this is very, very cool. Epic transition in 3, 2, 1. And here it is. Oh, this, that's crazy. I don't know how that did that. It's done. This thing retailed for $50, which is absolutely ridiculous. But the dragon we get in this thing is amazing. There is a button that if we press, we can literally take down absolutely anything. Come on, man, there's no need for that. Oh, I mean, I love these things on the side here. You know, these swords I think are absolutely awesome. You know, the whole body and everything can like bend, which is sick. Just an all-round very solid dragon. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing an 8 out of 10. Now, having collected Ninjago sets since 2011 for over like 13 years, I have basically every single Jay minifigure you can possibly imagine. Some of my favorites include this Day of the Departed Jay, Sensei Jay, and even NRG Jay, one of the most expensive Ninjago minifigures you can actually get your hands on. This thing is insanely rare. As well as this future Jay minifigure who is insanely rare, and this weirdly big Jay minifigure who, you know, if you take his head off, he is a pen. apparently. I don't know what that's about, but now that I've had a look at some of the biggest sets, let's have a look at what is the smallest Jay set, which is, of course, Jay's booster pack. This is actually gonna, like, hurt my soul to open, but it's got to be done. Oh, man. Dude, look at this. This is so old, man. We got JZX, Zane in the Snake Mountains, Shurikens, a golden shiny Jay. Dude, this is sick. And this, of course, also came with a Jay minifigure, as well as tons of different accessories for the spinners. This thing is unbelievable value for money. One of the most nostalgic Ninjago sets for me, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing a 7.5 out of 10. Still very good. But we've still got quite a few sets to look at before we can finally decide where Jay stands compared to the other Ninja. This box here has one of my most wanted Ninjago sets of all time. This is the Thunder Raider, which came out all the way back in 2014. Alright, so we've got the Thunder Raider done now, but the back is looking bare. Coal time. And together they look absolutely incredible. You know, you pop Cole on the back of this mech and he's just hanging out, he's just chilling. But we're looking at Jay alone, so get this man out of here, okay? You can take this with you absolutely everywhere. I mean, dude, the play feature in this works incredibly well. I just absolutely love this thing. It's super simple, but such an awesome build. You know, the treads on it I think are super cool. The Jay minifigure in it is amazing. 9 out of 10. I absolutely love it. Maybe we should look at that Cole mech at some point. But also, Jay's had tons of other vehicles, like the Velocity Racer. This, again, was for Prime Empire and retailed for $30, because you also get a Lloyd vehicle in this, which, you know, I looked at in the last Ninja video, so. But this thing is absolutely amazing. You know, it's a smaller kind of jet build, but the play feature in this is really sick. You turn this, the wings come out. Very, very nice set. Then also alongside it, we've got the Ninja Subspeeder. This thing, again, I think is absolutely amazing. The issue with it is that it retails for $40, which for what you're getting is not very good at all. I mean, I love the fact that the wheels are like propellers. Alright, let's see if you can swim. I'd say there's some floating going on. So that is a big yes for swimming ability. Swimming in there and just, you know, taking out the fish. Just mass extinction, I guess. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and give both of these sets a 7 out of 10. But fellas, we still have one more set to look at before Jay's score is decided. Now this set is one of the most renowned Ninjago Jay sets. I mean, it is so insanely priced, and it's from the first season of Ninjago. Very, very hard to get your hands on. But fellas, stay strapped in because the final Ninjago Jay set is Jay's Ninja Training. Couldn't actually get my hands on the Jay's Lightning Dragon because, believe it or not, it's ridiculously difficult to get. So this will have to do. This thing came out all the way back in 2011 and retailed for like $3. You know, we're getting ourselves a Jay minifigure in it, as well as this weird like skeleton thing, which is very, very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing an 8 out of 10. I think it deserves it. But fellas, now I've taken a look at 10 of the best LEGO Ninjago Jay sets. So the scores are in. Out of a total of 11 sets, Jay's overall score is 81.4, which, you know, we compare that to the other Ninja. Jay is right up there, and fellas, it is all still to play for. Because fellas, let me tell you, some of the other Ninja have some sets that are pretty groundbreaking, okay? Maybe you should like, subscribe, and just stay tuned. I don't know, just a suggestion. Because the next Ninja we want to take a look at is the one and only Cole. Starting with this box here. I am actually so excited for this set. Here we go, dude. No way. Dude. These are all pieces for Cole's Tread Assault. This is so cool. This is one of the most nostalgic Ninjago sets for me, honestly. Cole's Tread Assault is a Ninjago set that came out all the way back in 2012 for my favourite season of Ninjago, Rise of the Snakes. I'm even rocking the Cole merch right now. I love my boy. What can I say? This thing only retailed for $40 back in the day, and fellas, I have to say, it is one of my favourite Ninjago sets of all time. I loved this thing when I was a kid, dude. I just think the details on this thing are so incredible. The play features are just awesome. If we push this button on the back, the spikes come out, and if we flip it upside down, we get a serpentine side. Not to mention this missile here, which is super powerful. We're getting the classic Cole minifigure as well as Scales, who is awesome. My boy is going in there undercover, taking out the serpentine. What an absolute legend, man. I love you so much. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, I said it. Sue me. Sue me. I love this man. Cole is arguably the master of vehicles. So I went ahead and got myself a couple of the more recent ones. First up was the Dragon Cruiser from Ninjago crystallized. Now this is the most recently released Ninjago Coal vehicle, and it actually went for $45 in 2022, and that is insane. Now look, don't get me wrong, I think this set is pretty decent, but there is like not a lot going on. I mean, you can literally just pull these swords back, but it doesn't do anything. I need more. For $45, that is the equivalent to 180 Freddos. But of course, fellas, I also went ahead and bought myself the Rock Roller. Now this is a set that I love the look of. This set has actually been on my bucket list for years.
Please be good.
I beg. Now this thing came out all the way back in 2016. Now back then, I don't know what I was doing. I definitely was not playing with Ninjago because I was a loser. Lame. Not only does this thing look absolutely gorgeous, it's also got some great functionality. You know, it's got this suspension, which is absolutely awesome. Great minifigures, great value for money. As well as this epic play feature where you can just shoot as many stunts as you want at the enemies. Kind of a little bit overkill, but I just love this thing so much. And fellas, it does my boy Cole justice. I love this minifigure as well, by the way. Some awesome minifigures, great value for money. Honestly, this thing is just amazing. But I needed a second opinion to rate these sets. Right, Max, what do you think of these two is better? What are we saying? That's very rude. Which one's better? Go on then. So I went ahead and gave the Rock Roller an 8.5 and the Dragon Cruiser a 7. Very nice decision. But fellas, now I wanted to take a look at some of the oldest Ninjago Coal vehicles. Like this set here, which is the 2013 Cole's Earth Driller. Cole's Earth Driller was a Ninjago set that came out all the way back in 2013. Fellas, this thing is an absolutely classic Ninjago set. Back in the day, this thing retailed for $20, which is absolutely insane value. Bro, this thing is a classic Ninjago set with a pretty awesome play feature, great minifigure. I think this is very accurate to the show. 7 out of 10. But fellas, there was also another very important set that I needed to look at. Cole's Thunder Raider mech, which came out in 2014. I don't know why I made that so dramatic, but here it is. I think this thing is absolutely awesome personally, and it really is resemblant of the newer mechs that we're getting for Ninjago. I actually love this little mech, and boys, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it a 7.5 out of 10. This thing holds up well. He has earned the cake. But this box here contains one of my all-time favourite Ninjago sets, and I'm very excited for this. Cole's Boulder Blaster. Look at this, dude. This is so sick. I love this thing. The Boulder Blaster came out in 2015 and retails for $30. Again, gorgeous price tag, by the way. Season 4 is one of my favourite Ninjago seasons. I think they really just absolutely hit it out of the park with this one. This is so iconic in the show as well. And honestly, dude, Cole is popping off right now. You can even use this thing as a literal missile launcher to take out the enemies. And now I've lost all of the missiles, so I have this one left. Very nice. I love the brown and black colour scheme we've got on here. I love it's got a little handle you can like fly around with it. Dude, the stickers on this thing as well. The minifigures are kind of interesting that I got, but yeah. This has got to get an 8 out of 10. But fellas, what would this set look like if LEGO released it now? Fellas, there was only one way to find out. I don't really know how to transition this into the next part of the video. In 2021, LEGO remade this set under Ninjago Legacy. And many people think this is a fantastic improvement on the original. I mean, people absolutely love this thing, and maybe this is what Ninjago Legacy should have been. Okay, so interesting thing about this set, it is like half complete. Yeah, it turns out that over the years, I might have lost a few parts of this set. I can't possibly imagine why that might be. Dude, what has happened? This set is actually a very good set, and one of my favorites. It's definite improvement on the original version. Let's just pretend this is footage I filmed. Not only is this thing quite a bit more chunky than the original version, but it's also just got way more interesting details on it. So fellas, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing an 8.25 out of 10. The 0.25 is because I've not actually got all the pieces to it. So please don't attack me in the comments. Please, I'm sorry. But you know what, fellas? It's really not my fault. And maybe I would have been a bit more organised if I'd had something like, oh, I don't know, an alarm clock to keep me awake. What? They made a Ninjago called alarm clock? What? This thing is strong, like me. Please subscribe. He's got a little like chest plate here where he displays the time, and you know, if the alarm goes off, you just punch him in the head. This feels kind of cruel. His legs move, his arms and everything move. This thing is pretty sick, and it's pretty huge as well. Very nice. And fellas, over the years, I've accumulated pretty much every single Ninjago Coal minifigure as well. Like the Ninjago Legacy Golden Coal, Kendo Coal, Stone Armor Coal, and my personal favourite, NRG Coal. This thing goes for anywhere between like $40 to $100, which is absolutely insane paying for one minifigure that came out in one set back in 2012. Bro, 7-year-old me was an absolute economic genius. I absolutely love Ninjago mechs, and thankfully, LEGO has just come out with a few for Cole. This is hype. Look at this bad boy. Oh, yes. This is sick. Cole's Elemental Earth Mech. Now, this bad boy retails for $20 and has to be one of my favorite Ninjago mechs of all time. Bro is just built for, like, no reason at all. It's super reasonable. Honestly, dude, this thing just... it's different. It's so different. I love it. 9 out of 10. And fellas, recently Ninjago has just been popping off with the mechs. I mean, they've just released absolutely tons of them, including what many people are saying is the best Ninjago mech of all time. Cole's Titan Dragon mech. Now, this thing retails for $100 and is the biggest Ninjago mech that has ever been released. Dude, I mean, the scale of this thing is just ridiculous. The price for this thing isn't too bad. I love all the details in it. I think the Cole minifigure is super cool. Not only is this thing absolutely huge, but it is ridiculously posable. Dude, this thing just ticks all of the boxes, and honestly, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing a 9.5 out of 10. And it is honestly probably the same height as me as well. 6 foot. But fellas, I think we need to turn up the intensity a bit more and have a look at this final set here, which is a set so iconic and well known that Ninjago fans from across the world of all ages absolutely love, which is, of course, the Ninja Training Outpost. Yeah, this thing is one of the smallest Ninjago sets that LEGO has ever released, and I believe the first Cole set. Basically, you know, in this bad boy, we're getting ourselves this cool little outpost thing where you get some weapons, which are very nice. Get ourselves a Cole minifigure who has a sword, he has a bow and arrow, loads of cool stuff, as well as a target which he can use to practice with. Maybe that's why he has so many, you know, lethal weapons on all of his vehicles. So I can't give this thing anything less than an 8 out of 10. And fellas, now I've looked at pretty much every single one of the greatest Ninjago Cole sets that LEGO has ever released, which all in all, out of a total of 10 sets, gave Cole an overall score of 82.25. This now puts Cole in first place, overtaking Kai. This is a huge upset. And fellas, there is still more Ninja to look at, and boys, it's gonna get insane. So let's get on to the love of my life, Zane. Starting with this set here. Now, this is a set that I've wanted for well over a decade. Oh man. Oh yeah. We've got ourselves the NinjaCopter. The NinjaCopter is a set that came out all the way back in 2014. Dude, this is so nostalgic. This is so sick. Back in the day, this thing retailed for $60, which is quite a lot for sets back then, but this is one of the best waves of Ninjago sets ever. We got a Pixel minifigure. And fellas, this set is absolutely incredible. I've wanted this thing for literally years. I mean, back in the day when this thing came out, it was way too expensive for me, but now I've finally had it. This thing is honestly absolutely sick, dude. I mean, I absolutely love the Pixel minifigure in this thing, as well as the Zane one. You spin this thing at the back and the whole thing just like rotates. Not to mention the fact that we've even got a missile launcher on this, so if Pixel's, you know, kicking off, you can just take her out. You can open the cockpit up and then put Zane and, oh yeah, Pixel, who's in this set. You can put her in there as well. It's got some amazing stickers, and for the price this thing retailed for, it's not too bad. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing an 8.5 out of 10. I just love it, man. Oh, and also, by the way, did I mention that I've got the Fire Zane merch on, by the way? Or should I say ice? But fellas, Zane has had absolutely loads of vehicles over the years. I mean, literally ridiculous amounts. Like this set here. Let's see what we've got. Which was, of course, something absolutely awesome. Like, oh, I don't know. The Shuricopter. The Shuricopter came out all the way back in 2019 for Season 11 of Ninjago. Zane here was actually the main character as well. Spoiler alert, he turns evil and kills loads of people. But other than that, Zane had a very good season, and this vehicle is gorgeous. Fellas, I think this thing is absolutely amazing. You know, we've got a gorgeous Zane minifigure, as well as Jay with a Spinjitzu thing that it doesn't work very well, but this is one of the only Ninjago helicopters that we've ever gotten, and this thing is absolutely sick. But we also get so many awesome play features on this thing, like the fact that if you drive it across the floor, these blades spin. I don't know who is driving a helicopter on the floor. That feels like it misses the point. But and there is even a turret in this thing. Dude, it is seriously powerful. And honestly, Zane, you got moves, mate. 8 out of 10. But I also went ahead and bought this box here, which actually contains the Titanium Ninja Tumbler. This thing looks pretty interesting. Now, this came out in 2016 for Day of the Departed, and honestly, this is a wave of sets that I never got my hands on, annoyingly. But I'm coming back, Zane. I promise. This thing is very reminiscent of the Batman Tumbler. I mean, Zane kind of is like Batman, I guess. And building this thing up, I didn't realize just how ridiculously amazing this set is. Fellas, I absolutely absolutely love this thing, okay? The minifigures we get in this thing are absolutely amazing. Not to mention the fact that at the back here we can take this thing off and you can just put a minifigure inside of there. I love that. Now, it retailed for only $30 in 2016, and it is honestly probably one of the best Ninjago vehicles that Lego has ever made. I mean, seriously. This thing is so compact, but it includes so many amazing details. Like how if you press this thing on the back, the missiles come out of the side. What? Just an all-round absolutely awesome vehicle that would be amazing to play with. That should have been me. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing an 8 out of 10. I love this so much. But I'm also a big fan of Ninjago mechs. And fellas, Zane has some very interesting ones. Like this one here, the Titan Mech Battle. It came out in 2015 for Ninjago Possession. We're just going to ignore the other half of this build, irrelevant. I honestly absolutely love this mech. I love this smaller scale for the mechs. I think this thing is absolutely gorgeous. This is super accurate to the show. It's got tons of awesome details on it. I mean, I just love the stickers and everything. It's also pretty poseable as well, by the way. The Zane minifigure we get is gorgeous as well. Dude, I'm going to have to go ahead and give this thing a 7.5 out of 10. But of course, fellas, Lego went ahead and decided, oh, you know, let's just make it a little bit better, shall we? Cook up a sweet treat, maybe. Zane's Titan Mech Battle is a Ninjago Legacy set, which came out in 2021 and retailed for $65. Now, this is amazing. I genuinely absolutely love this thing. I think this has got to be one of the greatest Ninjago mechs that Lego has ever made. Not only is this thing super poseable, looks absolutely great, it's huge, but also comes with an amazing minifigure as well. And it's very reminiscent of the previous version, whilst being an absolutely dramatic improvement. The knees bend and everything. I mean, it's just a different level. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing a 9 out of 10. I absolutely love it. So there you go. Sorry, it's a very good set. But fellas, now having looked at quite a few of the most, you know, normal Zane sets, I want to see something a bit more interesting. And this parcel here should help me do that. You are not ready. So I went ahead and got opening this thing up, and fellas, no way. Fellas, we have got ourselves a Ninjago Zane watch. This thing is beautiful. This is the Ninjago Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu Zane watch. I don't even want to tell you how much I spent on this thing. The eBay seller would not budge. Oh man, this is sick. Look at that. That is sick. Normally with these watches, they come with a minifigure that you can build on the side, but this one has the minifigure built into the watch itself. Bro, imagine pulling up to a business meeting with that bad boy. Like, I'm taking names in there. Okay, nah, dude, this thing actually goes insanely hard. I mean, the details on it are amazing. You know, there's shurikens all across this thing. You've got Zane himself stuck in the watch. Get rid of your Rolexes. This is the new heat. This is, you heard it here first. 7 out of 10. Please subscribe because it was like stupidly expensive, by the way. I'm gonna put this back in the box now. It's worth more than me. But over the years, fellas, I've collected basically every single Ninjago Zane minifigure there is. And some of my favourites include Prisoner Zane, Pink Zane, Dragon Zane, Golden Legacy Zane, and even NRG Zane, which is a pretty expensive minifigure nowadays, going for up to £120. So, yeah, look at me. Rolling in it. But fellas, I want to see what the newest Zane sets are looking like. Has he still got the moves? Let's have a look. First up is Zane's Dragon Power Spinjitzu race car. Now this thing came out in 2023, very recently, for Ninjago Dragon's Rising. And it retailed for $35, which is kind of insane. And this might not look like a lot when you first see it, but there is a very cool play feature with this, where you pull this bar back, the wheels rise, and the cart does Spinjitzu. That is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. A spinning cart is always going to be a win in my books. This thing is sick. And Lego also went ahead and released Zane's Ice Motorbike, which retails for $10. Now this is the cheapest Ninjago Zane set that I've got, but honestly it is an absolutely amazing set. Not only is the motorbike build really good, but if you put the suspension down, the swords come out, which is really cool. The Zane minifigure you get in this as well is a really awesome minifigure. Dude, these things, both of them, I have to give them a 7.5 each. They're just amazing. I love the new Ninjago sets. But fellas, now I wanted to have a look at what Zane's first ever set was, which is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever got to look at. The Ice Dragon Attack, which came out back in 2011 and retailed for $20. Fellas, I absolutely love this dragon. I mean, this is such a throwback to 2011 and my childhood. I think his older dragons are absolutely fantastic. They're so unique with such incredible details. The wings on them are fantastic. The custom head mold is amazing, which also doubles up as a lethal weapon as well. This is honestly the most nostalgic Ninjago set of all time for me. LEGO released one of these for every single one of the Ninja, and this probably is the most accessible and reasonably priced one because some of them are, you know, pretty ridiculous. The minifigures we get in this are awesome, and the price this thing retails for, dude, they do not make LEGO sets like this anymore. This bad boy is gonna have to get from me an 8.5 out of 10. It's only reasonable. I love it. But whilst old Ninjago dragons are very good and obviously very iconic, LEGO has continued to make brand new dragons year on year and improve the formula. Alright boys, this box here contains the final set. It's huge. Let's see what we've got. Oh, here we go. The last set is the Ice Dragon creature. Look at that, man. This thing retails for $90, which is like almost 5 times what the other set did. But even just opening this thing up, I mean, you can see how much more substantial this thing is, boys. Bro, this dragon is absolutely huge, by the way. Comparing this to the old one, it's like 4 times the size. I mean, this thing is absolutely incredible. Seriously, I mean, the colors on this thing are gorgeous, not to mention the custom head mold on it. Bro, this thing just hits different. I mean, new Ninjago dragons are amazing. I think the wings on this thing look amazing as well. It's a chunky built dragon, pretty good price. The Zane minifigure in it is great, as well as this pixel one. Honestly, boys, this thing is just a little bit better. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing an 8.5 out of 10. Bellissimo! And fellas, now I take a look at every single one of the best LEGO Ninjago Zane sets, and the scores were in. Out of a total of 10 sets, Zane got an overall score of 80 out of 100. I mean, you know, Zane did pretty well there, but fellas, we still have one more ninja to look at, and things might get a little bit interesting, so maybe you should subscribe. And fellas, the last ninja to take a look at is, of course, Nya. So I went ahead and bought every single one of the best LEGO Ninjago Nya sets. First up, fellas, we've got this set here, the Water Dragon. This is a set that I missed out on several years ago, but I finally have it. This is Nya's Water Dragon from Ninjago C-Band, which retailed for $80. We're getting some Nya representation. Live Nya reaction. Get it? Because she died and became water. Now, whilst every single one of the other ninja has had basically loads and loads of dragons, Nya has very few. In fact, this is the first dragon Nya ever got. Fellas, I absolutely love this dragon. It's a super long dragon, you know, his tail swings around. I like the wings on this one as well, which are fabric, and if you press this down, they like move and everything. Bro, he's gonna fly away. Dude's got a custom head mold as well. I mean, it's just a gorgeous dragon, and I think it is meant to actually literally be Nya as well. So this technically is a Nya minifigure. Although it is pretty ridiculously priced, it is a very nice looking dragon. This is a great set, gorgeous dragon build with some great minifigures and an amazing side build. I love you too, generic stats. 8.5 out of 10. But fellas, Nya is generally known for making every single one of the ninja's vehicles in the show, including probably the most iconic mech of all time, which is this set here, the Samurai X Mech. This has got to be like top 5 most iconic Ninjago sets of all time. It's beautiful. This thing came out in 2012 and retailed for only $40. I love this thing so much. Growing up, this is a set that I always really wanted, but a few years ago, I went ahead and bought it on eBay, and I mean, dude, this thing is amazing. So iconic, and from one of my favorite seasons of Ninjago, the Nya minifigure we get as well is amazing. I mean, not only is it ridiculously iconic, but it also just looks amazing. It's got some great play features, you know, it's got a turret on the top, so many awesome details. It's just a nicely built mech, and considering this thing came out in 2012, it just holds up so well, man. It's just such an iconic, awesome looking set, and honestly, dude, I'm gonna have to give this thing a 9 out of 10. If only LEGO made, like, loads more. That might be foreshadowing, by the way. This is the Ninjago Legacy Samurai X Mech, which came out all the way back in 2019 and retailed for $15. Honestly, this set goes incredibly hard, I have to say. Now, this is one of the most controversial Ninjago sets, because whilst the original one is, you know, big and bulky, this thing is kind of tiny and not very intimidating. I quite like the smaller kind of scale for this, and honestly, the price it goes for, you can't go wrong. 3 minifigures, pretty decent build. It's just like 8 out of 10. But I think that's enough Samurai X's for one video, so let's move on to the... Nah, I'm just kidding. This is the LEGO Dimensions Nya Fun Pack. Now, LEGO Dimensions, for those of you that don't know, was probably the biggest failure in the history of humanity. This thing was meant to be like the next big thing, but I don't think it did very well, mainly because you had to pay like $15 to get a new character and get like 5 pieces and a minifigure. It's kind of crazy. I honestly think this is quite a cool little thing. I mean, the mech is tiny, but pretty good for that scale. This thing, honestly, for the price, you get getting a minifigure. However, we also get these little base plates, you know, where we can play Nya in-game. Amazing. So worth the ridiculous price tag. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this thing a 7 out of 10. It's alright. And fellas, look, I know exactly what you're thinking. We've just looked at 3 Samurai X Mechs and you want more. Lego also went ahead and made a 4th Samurai X Mech. This one is a little bit different. Here's Samurai X Mech from 2022 Ninjago Crystallized. Now this thing retailed for $120 and I actually got it way back when it came out and it is not that... It's not that good. The mech itself is alright, but bro, Nya is not rocking with this. It's nice to see Nya getting a bit more mech representation because she clearly hasn't got enough already. That was sarcastic. The minifigure that comes in this probably is quite nice. I don't really know, I don't have it. There is a slim chance that I may or may not have lost the Nya minifigure for this set. I will not be disclosing any information on that further. I think this thing is a pretty fine set, but for $120 it's kind of ridiculous. 8 out of 10. But fellas, now having looked at tons of Nya mechs, I wanted to look at something a little bit different. On this parcel here has the goods. Let's see what we're working with. We have ourselves Nya's Water Dragon Evo. She is popping off. I have never had this set before, so I'm quite excited to see what it's like. This thing came out in 2023 and retailed for $20. You know, a very reasonably priced set. Honestly, for the price tag and just the look on the box, I didn't have high hopes for this thing, but fellas, it is unbelievable. Not only do we get ourselves a custom head mold, but also, I mean, this thing is just shaped really beautifully. Like, it's sculpted very nicely. We're getting 3 pretty decent minifigures in this thing, as well as a skeleton that's just like loaded for some reason. Please don't hurt me. There's even a print on this thing of 2 hands fighting over the sword of fire. What a throwback. I don't think the box does justice to just how amazing this thing actually is in hand, and it does kind of look like a dog as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing an 8.5. Anyway, on to the next set. I've got this box here, which is yep, I'm pretty sure it's Lego. And here we go. This is sick. Fellas, we have got ourselves Nya's Water Strider. Dude, this is from the Ninjago movie. I literally didn't get any of these sets when they first came out. This is so cool. Now, this movie was very interesting, for sure. Now, this thing retailed for $30, which I honestly think is absolutely fantastic, by the way. In the movie, this thing looks unbelievable, and honestly, it is translated very well into Lego form. This is like a military-grade tank. Nya, there is no need. Just look at this, ready? What is the need for that? This thing basically just has like 4 massive legs, kind of looks like a spider or something. As well as this top which swivels, as well as, you know, you got all these flags on here, tons of missiles and guns and bullets and turrets and stuff. This literally looks like it could go into battle right now. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Sorry, Nya. Please don't attack me. And fellas, I also have literally every single Nya minifigure ever released, including some of my favorites like NRG Nya, Season 5 Nya, Dragon's Rising Tournament Nya, and Kabuki Nya, who retails for like $70. This thing is very rare. And fellas, well, out of a total of 7 sets, Nya's overall score was 56.5, which, you know, doing some complex maths, takes her overall score up to 80.7. Honestly, I'm very impressed with Nya here. She's not had very many sets, but she is in the running still. And fellas, I still have one more trick up my sleeve, and it is all still to play for. I went ahead and asked you guys who you thought the best ninja was, but what you didn't know was that these ratings would actually be added to the current final scores to truly decide who the best ninja is. At the moment, the current ranking looks like this. However, after adding together the votes and my personal scores, the results are in. After months of building these sets and thousands of dollars, in 6th place is Nya. In 5th place is Lloyd. In 4th place is Jay. And in 3rd place, we have Cole. This means that the best ninja comes down to between Kai and Zane. Overall, Zane's score was 86.5, which means that Kai's overall score was 87.6. Kai has won the ninja battles. He is now unequivocally the greatest ninja of all time. After months and months of building, after so many sets, so many reviews, Kai has beaten every single one of the other ninja and once and for all won the ninja battles.